If you've ever heard the term family office and assumed it was only for billionaires, you're not alone. For most people, the reaction is immediate. That's not for me. But that assumption is precisely why the concept is so often misunderstood. A family office has very little to do with status or exclusivity. It has everything to do with avoiding the kinds of mistakes that quietly erode wealth over time. In this video, I want to clarify what a family office is, how affluent families use this approach in practice, and why this way of thinking becomes relevant much earlier than most people expect. It's common to assume that wealth is lost because of bad investments. Those are the stories that make headlines. Truth is, there can be a multitude of reasons for why plans fail. Wealth is more often eroded through small, disconnected decisions made over long periods of time. Taxes handled in isolation, investments managed without broader context, estate plans drafted once and never revisited, or worse, non-existent. Business decisions made without considering personal implications. Each decision may appear reasonable on its own. Together, they don't amount to a strategy. This issue isn't the lack of capable professionals involved, it's the absence of coordination with no unifying framework. That gap is where wealth quietly erodes. And it's exactly the problem the family office model was originally designed to solve. Family office shouldn't be thought of as simply a firm, nor is its central focus about product, and it certainly isn't about access to exotic investments. At its core, a family office is a central decision-making hub for a family's entire financial life. Historically, very wealthy families built family offices when their affairs became too complex to manage in isolation. They owned operating businesses, personal investments, real estate, and worked with multiple advisors, often across different institutions. The family office didn't replace accountants or lawyers, it simply coordinated them. Think of it less as another advisor and more as a quarterback or a conductor. Every major decision is evaluated through a single unifying question. How does this fit into the bigger picture? That coordination, not complexity, is the true value of a family office. What has changed over time isn't wealth, it's complexity. Today, families encounter meaningful financial complexity much earlier than they once did. Business ownership and incorporated income, real estate held across multiple entities, cross-border assets, or family members, blended families, and increasingly, questions around legacy and the next generation. These challenges don't require hundreds of millions of dollars to emerge, and as complexity increases, the cost of poor coordination rises with it. At that point, optimizing one part of a financial life in isolation often creates unintended consequences elsewhere. And that's why coordination matters just as much as optimization. This is where the concept is often misunderstood. For wealthy families, family offices aren't used solely to manage investments. They use them to make considered and thoughtful decisions. In a family office environment, success isn't dictated by market behavior. It's measured against the family's objectives. That may include creating predictable income, preserving capital across generations, maintaining flexibility during uncertain market conditions, ensuring that the next generation is prepared, not simply financially supported. In this context, the portfolio becomes a tool to support broader goals rather than the goal itself. Over time, what families value most isn't complexity or constant activity. It's predictability, clarity, and confidence that decisions are being made with the full picture in mind. For decades, access to this model was limited to ultra-wealthy families, not because others didn't need it, but because building a traditional family office was costly and inefficient. It required full-time staff, significant overhead, and ongoing administration. That reality led to the emergence of the multifamily office model. Rather than each family building its own infrastructure, families gain a shared access to the same level of thinking, coordination, and discipline. The philosophy remained the same. The standards remained the same. What changed was how the model was delivered. Access didn't expand because expectations were lowered. It expanded because it fills a gap designed to manage evolving client needs and provides valuable touch points with personalized interactions. This approach tends to make the most sense once financial impacts and responsibility reach a certain level. Often, that point arrives around $2 million in investable assets, though it can be earlier or later depending on circumstances. At that stage, the consequences of decisions become more meaningful. Coordination begins to matter more than squeezing out incremental performance. That said, this approach certainly isn't for everyone. The family office model is not about seeking constant activity, short-term wins, or market excitement, but rather about patience, discipline, and commitment to values and goals. It's best suited for families who value discipline, structure, and long-term thinking, those who prefer fewer surprises over time. Most families don't need to build a family office from scratch. They need access to the way family offices think. Our role is to apply family office level coordination and discipline to families with growing complexity, without unnecessary layers, products, or noise. It's not about doing more, it's about making better, more connected decisions over time. If this video resonates with you and helped clarify what a family office is, and if you're curious whether this way of thinking applies to your situation, we'd be happy to have a conversation.